Hi there, Sam Medina here from the Rift Online Church, building God's kingdom in you. Now today I want to share a little encouragement with you because I know a lot of people, uh, very often we got petitions before God. We got things we're praying for, things we're believing God for, and we just haven't seen it yet. And it seems like it's never going to happen. And a lot of us, sometimes we get desperate. And because we're an online church, we get a lot of emails. We get our Facebook messages, prayer requests, uh, or people just asking for advice because they're desperate, and some of them are ready to give up. And I want to share this with you today because I think this may help you. In Psalm 18, verse 6, it says, "In my distress I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears." What I want you to understand is that if you are a true believer in Jesus Christ, not one of these people say, "Oh, I'm whosoever," but if you are one of the people who really believe that Jesus is Lord, that God raised him from the dead, and you have surrendered your life to him, you are no longer in a lifestyle of sin because you truly believe he is Lord, and he is Lord of your life. You might not be perfect, but you have turned away from sin, and you are truly committed to Jesus Christ. I got some news for you. He heard you. He heard your prayer. I want you to understand what a big deal that is. Because God doesn't hear everybody's prayer. I know in these days we don't want to offend anybody. We don't want to tell anybody that God doesn't hear their prayers, but the truth is God doesn't hear everybody. There are some people God is not even trying to hear their prayer. You might say, "Brother Sam, that's harsh." It's the truth. I mean, goodness, once Judas's heart was given over to what he wanted to do, there was no prayer that was going to turn him back. Acts chapter 5, Ananias and Sapphira did not get to plead their case. They didn't get to pray and ask for mercy. Judgment just fell. God wasn't going to hear any prayer from them. Acts chapter 13, Simon the sorcerer. God struck him blind. He didn't get a chance to pray. Never mind get heard. Hebrews 2:17. We're told that Esau could not find a place of repentance even though he sought it carefully with tears. He wept and cried out and God wasn't hearing it. He lost his birthright. And there was no prayer that was going to get it back. So I want you to understand. You might say, those are biblical people. Well, let's flip to the future. The book of Revelation, brother. There's a whole lot of people God is not going to hear their prayer. There's going to be people on Judgment Day that are going to be begging for mercy and are not going to get any. But God heard your prayer. God has heard you. Now, if we understand the implication of that, because remember, in John 9:31, the Bible tells us that the man said, "We know God does not hear sinners." We know God doesn't hear sinners. But you've been upright before God. You truly believe. You're truly committed to Jesus Christ. He heard you. And therefore, it is not a matter of if he's going to answer you, but it's a matter of when. So I want to ask you today, can you trust him a little bit longer? Just a little longer. Keep trusting, keep believing. He heard you. It might not be the answer you want, but he heard you. And at the appointed time, he's going to answer. So don't give up. Don't despair. God has heard you. Out of all the people in all the world, and all these millions and possibly billions of people that God does not listen to, he heard you. So keep trusting him. God bless you, and God keep you.